Hello, my friends. Katie Day with the MOVEMETOTX Team with another episode of the Real Advice podcast here today with Andrea Sanchez. Andrea, what's going on?
What's up, Katie?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. It is Tuesday, so we are here with an episode. I just got an email that we are now live on YouTube, so that's great.
Cool.
What's new in your world? How's your day going?
Pretty good. I'm enjoying the weather compared to the weather this weekend.
My God. The weather this weekend was so painful for me. I do not like being cold, and I was, as you know, at the rodeo cook-off all weekend. And by the time, what night did you come? Friday. By the time
Friday night.
Saturday night rolled around, the last night of the rodeo cook-off, I literally had on leggings, jeans, a t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, a crew neck sweatshirt, and my winter jacket.
Oh my God.
And by the time like 8 p.m. rolled around, I was just like trying to drink, and I was like, I'm full. I don't want to drink. I'm going home. And Ryan was like, okay, I guess I'll go home with you.
No, it was too cold out there. And I mean the rain didn't help at all. So
Yeah.
But that's typical. It always seems to be that way every year during cook-off.
Well, and that's what I was like, you know how like Facebook memories pop up? So I was seeing like my Facebook memories, and like one of them was from a few years ago when it was like the wind was bad-ish on Thursday, but it was like whipping this year. Like it was like 5 or 7 years ago. Yeah.
Cold and wet. To kick off to the rodeo season though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So it's kickoff to the rodeo season. It's now great weather. For those of you that have not yet been to the rodeo, you're really honestly missing out. It is a good time. I didn't really realize, and this is going to make me sound stupid, but it's fine. I'll throw it out there into the world. I didn't really realize that the rodeo was a legitimate rodeo. I thought it was just something that like people were saying, like and like the cook-off. I didn't understand that it was an actual barbecue cook-off. Like, so I thought it was like a cookout or like a tailgate, and I get there and there are these like massive tents in the entire energy area, and I'm like, oh, holy crap, this is like a legit event. So yeah, it's been interesting.
And they've got so many different categories too. So like these teams are competing not only for like best brisket, but they've also got like the best sides, the best exotic game. Like they have so many different competitions that everybody's up against each other with. It gets crazy out there.
You started out. I wasn't sure where you were going with that when you said exotic. I was like, exotic? I was like, this isn't that kind of show.
I'm on my best behavior
today. So did you eat any food, like carnival food while you were there this weekend?
Yes. So I got one of the massive corn dogs.
Okay. I love a good corn dog. Are you ketchup or mustard on a corn dog?
Neither. Sometimes I like mustard.
Plain. Okay.
Sometimes I like mustard, but usually it's just plain. Because I like the breading. It has that sweet taste to it.
Yeah.
That's why I just like it that.
Have you ever done honey mustard?
Yes. But it's already so sweet. That breading's already so sweet. So it's like, we had the sausage on a stick.
Okay. So you went breading and sans breading, like you did both.
Yes.
All right.
We brought home a turkey leg.
My God, Andrea.
That was for my daughter.
Oh yeah. Okay. How much of that did she eat?
None of it, because she said she no longer likes turkey legs.
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We ended up eating it later though.
Yeah, I'm sure. What else were anything else, or is that it?
That's it.
Was that all in the one night I saw you, or did you go another night?
That was the one night. It was on the way out. So, when you're going through the carnival to try to get out, you hit all these food stands. One right on the corner that has all the turkey legs. It's like, we need a turkey leg. And then we ended up getting everything else.
I love it. That's hilarious. Let me see here.
What did you have? So you had the big basket of fries, right?
I had the big basket of fries, which what was difficult about them is they were good, but I wish that I would have known, like I should have bought them and then sat down and ate them, but it was cold. So we walked to the tent, like, the tent that we were at. Right. So in that walk, they got cold. And so while I'm carrying them and my stuff, like everyone else is eating them. So I didn't get to enjoy them as much as I would have liked. Cause like, since they're all fried together, it's kind of hard to just like pull, like you're afraid you're going to pull and they're all going to fall off. So, It is what it is. So I had that, and then I had a corn dog one of the days that we got there early to the tent, and they didn't have food out yet.
Yeah.
I was really hungry, so I was like, I'm gonna peace out. I'm gonna get some food. I'll be back. And I ran and got a corn dog, but it was just the normal size corn dog, not like the jumbo.
Massive.
Yeah. Um, I wanted to eat more, but it's like when you're already eating like the barbecue and drinking a lot, I was like, I'm just gonna abstain. So what I wanted to share was this culture map article by Eric Sandler talking about the food at the rodeo, right? And the carnival food contest. So here's one: bonfire funnel cake took the prize for most creative. Like, that looks fun.
That's supposed to be like a s'more.
That's exactly what that's supposed to be like.
Wow. Okay.
So the Gold Buckle Foodie Award winners for 2022. It's the 13th year of this. And there's different, judges, but classic food, fair, most creative food, best food on a stick, best fried food, best new flavor, and best dessert.
I like the category best food on a stick.
So do they have pictures of all of this, or do they only have pictures of the one? Oh, it looks like they don't have pictures of this, but we can read about it. Classic fair food, number 1, meat stuffed potato. Most creative, the bonfire funnel cake. Food on a stick. Oh my goodness. The berry racer caramel apple. That sounds interesting.
What in the world? Okay.
Best fried food, deep fried jambalaya roll. Best new flavor, bacon mac and cheese egg roll. And then best dessert, fried red velvet cupcake. Ooh, that sounds intriguing.
That sounds very sweet. Like, my teeth are starting to hurt just thinking about that one.
Do you like fried Oreos?
I like them, but I can only have so much because it just it's too sweet.
Yeah.
They're way too sweet.
The last time I had fried Oreos was after happy hour, so you can probably.
So there's a place in Old Town Spring that is pretty popular for their fried Oreos. And this place has just a bunch of carnival food. Like, that's all it is. It's called, I think it's the Loose Caboose. Like, don't quote me there. But in Old Town Spring, and they've got turkey legs, funnel cakes. They've got the fried Oreos, fried Twinkies, fried Snickers bars. Yeah. And we go there every once in a while.
Yeah.
I want a fried Oreo. Or 2 bites of a fried Oreo.
Here is a Cron article on, the wacky complete guide to food. And let's be real. Like, I think my favorite things at the rodeo are mutton busting, food, the rodeo, and then the concerts.
Yep. I think I'm there with you on that too.
All right.
But I do like the calf scramble. That's fun too.
You're evil. All right. Teriyaki chicken, pineapple bowl. That looks fun.
That looks good.
Not really rodeo-y, but Bun B is his Trill Burgers is going to do a pop-up.
Interesting.
Cajun Cowboy with a deep fried jambalaya roll.
What is the craziest food that you've had before at the rodeo?
I'm a pretty classic person.
No, you haven't tried anything, but you like to try different types of foods.
Yeah, but like when you're at a carnival type setting, you've got to do the fried blank. And I'm a fan of cherry limeade or lemonade. I'm truly a classic food person. Like, so I would do the turkey leg. I have many a picture of me holding a turkey leg, I would say, yeah, fried anything, Oreos, Snickers. I love a good funnel cake and corn dogs. Like, I mean, I'm not hard to please. Check out this though. Pickle pizza.
Interesting.
It's gonna be tangy.
I don't know about that.
I want more pictures. Oh, that looks good.
What is that?
Is that a hot Cheetos float at the candy factory?
No. That's canceled. No.
Cancel culture. Funnel cake Monte Cristo.
Okay.
So like a deep fried sandwich covered in powdered
Yes.
sugar with
Yep.
curly fries.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Island noodle slaw.
Mm.
Interesting. Well, that is interesting. So, all right, enough about food. I mean, I could sit here all night and talk about it. What's the craziest thing you've eaten? Before we move on, what's the craziest thing you've eaten at the rodeo?
I don't think it's too crazy, but I've done like the fried alligators, fried alligator on a stick.
Alligators.
Everything's on a stick. So the fried alligator on a stick, like the fried sirloin on a stick. What
Yeah.
else? Just those anything that's fried and on a stick at the rodeos. Something I'll try every once in a while.
Okay. Okay. Um, anything else interesting or tasty? You're headed to the rodeo soon. What's the first concert you're going to?
So the first one we're gonna go to is Bun B. So I'm gonna be looking for that pop up and try.
Just go all in on Bun B. You know, I'm gonna see him perform. I'm gonna do the burgers.
Yep. And I think that's gonna be a fun one. So I'm looking forward to that one. We are going to spend some time and take the kiddos to the rodeo for the day during spring break,
Okay.
just to go enjoy themselves, ride the rides, eat all the food.
Yeah.
May catch a concert. I don't know yet on that one.
Yeah.
The kids don't care about the concert.
Yeah. You're a brave soul going to the rodeo during spring break.
Spring break, I know.
So
We'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
when's spring break?
Uh, Third week of March, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, let's talk about real estate. I found an interesting article that I want to talk about a little bit. Get your thoughts on it, thoughts and ideas. So we're gonna show some love for our Dallas Fort Worth friends. DFW ranked number 1 for the most active real estate market in the last decade.
Wow.
So I mean, and we know Fort Worth has been kind of going crazy, right?
Yep.
So you know, they're saying basically 1 million new residents in DFW from 2012 to 2021. Basically, the Storage Cafe article says that DFW ranks the first in the nation for most activities in all sectors of real estate for the past decade, both new residents and businesses. So this is kind of the categories that they looked at were single family home permits, right? So houses, multifamily permits for apartments, new office space, new industrial space, new retail space, and new self-storage space. So kind of all the different things that you would see.
Yeah.
And here was one thing, and this is really why I brought up the article, is they said that Houston outpaced DFW for the most construction permits issued for single family homes by 70-ish thousand, 60 and change thousand permits. So I thought that was interesting.
Where's Houston at? Does that say number 2?
Yeah. So then Houston was number 2. So first for new retail space, third for new office space, third for self-storage, fourth for multifamily, and fourth for new industrial space.
Okay. And Austin number 11?
Yep. That is what this says.
That's
Austin's
surprising.
number 11. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess, let me see what the years were. No, through 2021. That is surprising, but you also have to think that Austin's a smaller market than it is here, right?
True.
So like even if it's if we're seeing less, permits and less single family, less multifamily, less office space, like it's a smaller market. Let me see. Austin homes for sale. How many count? Actually, let me just go to Jeremy's Instagram. I can pull it up. And then yeah, San Antonio was number 20. So you can kind of see.
Not surprised there. We don't hear about too much going on in San Antonio just yet. Austin is surprising. I figured that would definitely be up there.
Well, so I mean, just think about this. The Austin Round Rock MSA for January 2022. Take a guess as to how many closed sales there were in Austin for January 2022.
2,800. How far off am I?
You're actually not that far off. So there are only 2,295. So almost 2,300 sales. That
Wow.
that was good. I'm impressed. I thought you were
No
going to say
research.
22,000. I was like, man. No, but yeah, 2,200, almost 2,300 sales in January 2022 in Austin, as compared to Houston, where we had probably 10,000, 8,000 or 10,000. Let me see the number. So, I think number 11 doesn't fully surprise me, but it does to some extent, right? Let me see what this full
Matt
report.
Bittner was very close too. He said 2,000. So he's very close.
Yeah. So yeah, let me share this tab here. So this is the actual article from like the first article I pulled up. I think it was like a culture map article. But Houston Metro. I don't really want to see all of these things. Oh, I do love a good graph. The only thing I love more than a good graph is
A
a
spreadsheet.
good spreadsheet. Let's see. So yeah, top ones: Dallas, Houston, New York, Phoenix. Where's 5? Atlanta, Los Angeles, DC, Chicago, Miami, Denver, which we're seeing a lot of people moving here from Chicago.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Matt said, are bidding wars for rentals a thing in Houston yet? They are happening.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
They are happening.
I'm not necessarily seeing as many bidding wars, but like people are coming in above like list price, at least on some of our listings. And when we go back and we're like, okay, hey, like, we have other applications that like, okay, we'll just move on, and I mean, honestly, like if you're a consumer watching this, I would say, and you're looking to lease a house, like go in with something higher, like so many people that I have when we have multiple applications, multiple offers on a lease listing, they're just like, bye, see ya. And I'm like, how many more places are you going to go look at? So just a thought there. I'm trying to look up exactly how many houses sold in January 2020.
The other thing to think about too with rentals is, I mean, it takes a lot of time. There's a process involved in that. It's not one of these things where you can just submit your application and here you are next day moving in. Like these things do take time. Landlords have to pre-screen you, management companies pre-screening to make sure you're an ideal candidate. If you're not necessarily getting into a bidding war, but if you know that this is a home that other people are probably going to want as well, just come in maybe offering a little bit more, saying you're willing to do that, or slightly more on a deposit, even if it's not required. It's going to make you a stronger applicant.
It is. You kind of sound like you're talking about putting an offer on a home. I like it. So yeah, it was 8,134 homes sold in Houston in January of 2022, and 2,295 sold in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
In January 2022. So that's where we know that a lot of people are moving there, and all that. Let's see. So yeah, this is an interesting article by the Storage Cafe about the most active real estate markets. Yeah, lots of but yeah, Houston. I mean, and I like, we know that there are a lot of homes being built. Houston has been the primary destination for newcomers moving into Texas, especially Californians who find Harris County, lower home prices and tax rates, cheaper land, sound economy. A typical home in Harris County is 57% cheaper than Los Angeles County.
Wow.
848 versus 366, where the average annual pay is about the same. That's what's more crazy, is the average annual pay being $75K here and $73K there. Ooh. That's crazy.
No. I saw a comment on one of your videos that you posted, and it just kind of hits this spot on.
Me? My videos?
Talking one of your videos, I think it was one in Cyprus, where you're saying what 500K will get you in Cyprus.
Yeah.
And
I just posted that today, Andrea. Thank you for bringing that up. It's on my Instagram.
Another agent said 500K
Oh yeah.
will get them a down payment in, was
Cali
it Los
somewhere.
Angeles?
Yeah.
So it's insane, insane the difference there.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Rental prices haven't kept up with Houston's housing prices, so the natural trend is a correction. Yeah, I mean, I think that we've seen a lot of clients that own rental properties having a tough decision on like, do we want to rent this out for another year? And they can get higher prices, or do we capitalize on where prices are today and sell? So yeah, if you're an investor and you own properties, that's definitely something, that to consider is like, do you sell it or do you keep it? Because I think prices will continue to appreciate, clearly not at the rates that we saw, in 2020, 2021. But, if you're playing a long-term game, getting a little bit of cash flow between now and then is always good. At what prices are you seeing bidding wars? I don't really do rentals working with tenants. We have a few rental listings here and there. We normally have rental listings between 2,000 up to 3,500 a month. And I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, probably a lot of them are seeing multiple applications.
Right.
I know
I
you don't
think,
really do tenants, but what have you heard on the streets?
so what I'm hearing is that even on some of these that have lower rents, 14, 1,500 a month, just on the lower end, of course, people need housing. Multiple applications are being submitted, and people are doing what they can to get ahead of that. So if it means that it's a lower, if the rent is a little bit lower than some of the others, they're offering more. They're just doing what they can because they
Yeah.
need a place to live. Um, so it is happening. I had an instance with a client that I was working with. They needed short term housing before their home was complete, and their price point was like a 2,500 a month rent. The landlord wouldn't take them because they had an offer at $3,000 a month for the same place.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's too like not to like just bring up Californians over and over again, but I feel like when people are moving in from out of state,
Yeah,
um, whether it's California or the Northeast or wherever, like a lot of times you're getting more for your money here, right? Like, so if they're paying $3,000 a month in Cali or in, New York or something like that, like that could likely be a very small condo or studio or like, whatever. So they move here and it's like, oh, for $3,000 you're getting an actual house with
massive.
rooms and things like that. Like, you know, that may not be that much of a stretch. So yeah, I mean it's definitely interesting. Um, as far as the resale market, we um I text Jeremy that article about the active real estate markets, and he texts me back, fake news. He's like, you have more space to build. Austin doesn't want to grow, and now we're having growing pains. All right. So as far as the resale market, we don't have numbers for February just yet since it ended yesterday. The press release for all of the final numbers will come out next week. So we'll likely do a recap of that on the 15th. Oh, I'm actually on the 15th. Anyways, but I mean, as far as houses holding value, I mean, they definitely, January, we saw a 16% increase in the average sales price on a year over year basis. Um, one thing that I've been tracking as we do like Monday market updates is the amount of inventory is dropping. So like this Monday we were down, under 13,000 listings on the market.
Yeah.
So that's definitely interesting. But um, yeah, I don't know. But those are my thoughts.
I think what's happening too is that interest rates are starting to go up a little bit. People are now starting to get worried, and it's getting pretty busy again. That's what I'm finding. Resale homes. I sell a lot of resale homes, and people want them. Like, it doesn't. They are still holding their value. It just depends to where they're located. If they're in an area that's highly desired, let's just say, for example, Sugarland, right?
Yeah.
Sugarland, pretty much nothing but resale out there. Those
Well,
homes are
I
moving
mean,
quick.
Sugarland proper, there's really no more
There's no
like
room.
land to build.
Mm-mm. Nope. And those houses are moving very quickly, multiple offer situations. Um, we've had agents on our team, that are working in that area for their clients, and they're having to submit, multiple offers just to try to get them the home that they want right there in Sugarland. So it's
Yeah.
resale homes there's still demand for sure.
I'm trying to pull up this article that Paige sent me um, earlier to talk a little bit about interest rates, but she sent it via Apple News. So I can't pull it up on my computer because I'm not subscribed on my computer. I've got to pull it up on my phone. So I'm trying to find a text message. That's why I'm just gonna pull up her text. Hold please. All right. So mortgage rates plunge just as home prices set another record. The average rate on the popular 30-year fixed mortgage had risen close to a full percentage point from the start of this year, up until last Friday, when at 4.18%, according to the Mortgage News Daily. But Tuesday, which is today, it hit 3.9%. I'm going to see if I can pull this up. CNBC mortgage rates. Here it is. Here it is. Let me share my screen. Sometimes I just keep talking when I can't get something to work. So here we go. All right. Oh, geez. Oh, golly. All right. Mortgage rates plunge just as home prices set another record. This will give home buyers more purchasing power as the historically busy spring season kicks off, but it will also likely keep record high home prices continuing on their run.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it then fell to 4.04 on Monday and 3.9 on Tuesday, the largest two-day drop since March 2020. CoreLogic's report. Yeah, I actually just got my CoreLogic email as well this morning, but that said, I don't know why that keeps showing. That said that prices were 19.1% annually year over year, and Houston's were only 16.2. Level of growth is the highest in 45 years.
Wow.
I'll have to watch this later. I'm not going to watch it now, but yeah. And then the Treasury yield fell. Markets are experiencing volatility because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's going to have an impact as well, obviously. So yeah, I mean, it should be interesting as to what happens over the next few weeks and months. But that was definitely something, seeing it back down to the 4% rate. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I'm going to drop this in our team article channel for everyone to take a look at. But yeah, I mean, I think what are you seeing? One of the things we talked about today that I wanted to bring up today, and I didn't tell you this, was in our team meeting, we're talking a little bit about new construction versus resale. And what are some things that you tell clients that are maybe considering new construction versus resale as far as like pros and cons?
So the pros of new construction, of course, you're getting a brand new home. In some cases, you can fully customize that home, your own selections. You see it from start to finish. There is still some negotiation that can be done with new construction.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Those are some of the pros. Some of the cons, I tell people, don't get distracted by the shiny objects when it comes to new construction. These incentives that the builders may be willing to give you, closing cost assistance, things like that. They're probably getting that returned in one other area, just because somebody can give you a closing cost assistance of $8,000 doesn't mean that you're not going to get stuck with a higher interest rate if you take that.
Andre is just being really nice. So a lot of times lenders, for the preferred lender for a builder, is going to offer closing cost assistance or things that are being paid, but then they're going to charge you additional fees to make up for that credit that they're providing you. So they're going to give you money in your right hand, but take away money from you in your left hand, and your net the same. So that is always why we recommend to our buyers that are looking to purchase new construction that they need to talk to another lender, at least for that lender to look over everything to be like, yeah, you're getting a good deal. So we have local lenders that we work with here on a very regular basis that are happy to do that for you.
One thing to add to that, local lenders, we have local lenders that we work with regularly who are also, they don't advertise this, but some of them are preferred lenders for new construction builders. So they can still help you negotiate a lower rate and potentially get you some of those incentives that the builders are still offering. But it's just not advertised. Again, it's all the negotiation. Always have an agent at the end of the day. Have an agent help you, even with new construction. Agent needs to represent you because you need some type of representation.
Yeah. So I kind of got you on a little bit of a tangent there, but pros of new construction, customizable. You can sometimes negotiate. There are many builders and developers out there that they say the price is the price. I am not negotiating because I'm just going to wait for someone else. So sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So that's I think a pro and a con. What are some other pros and things that y'all think about or talk to with clients?
So a few things that we talk about are we can still have things done such as inspections, third-party inspections. So this is kind of touching on a comment that we have here. It says with lumber and supply prices high, quality has dropped. So that is a concern for many people. They're worried about the quality of new construction. They see that these homes are being built very quickly. Mm-hmm. You still can have a third-party inspection come in there, neutral third party, and check out the quality of the home, what's going on, ensure that there are no deficiencies. And if there are, that's what we give that to the builder so that that can be corrected.
Yep.
Phase inspections are also a thing too. Many people don't know about phase inspections. You can have an inspector come in there at the framing phase, at the electrical, plumbing, different phases, and ensure that this home is being built to quality and it's not just a rush job.
Yeah.
I also like the warranties associated with new construction homes. Typically, you get a 1, 2, 10 warranty. 1 year will usually cover 1, 2, 10.
Yeah, so that's give me some excitement here.
It's like never mind. So 1 year will essentially cover bumper to bumper, anything going on with the home you get with the builder. 2 years will cover most of the systems. And then your 10-year warranty is going to cover your structural items, your foundation, things of that nature. So you can get those warranties, which is great. One of the pros for sure.
All right. So cons, what are some things, what would be something that you may tell people as far as why you may not want to buy new construction? I've got a few.
Okay, so one of the rumors that I hear a lot is, I don't want to deal with the bidding war. I'm just going to go new construction. Yeah. Bidding wars are still out there with new construction. It's happening. The other thing is, people are saying, oh, it's just so much simpler to buy new construction. We're not going to go resale because it's just so much easier. There's no inventory. Like, homes still have to be built. There's a lag time. Yeah. It's very hard to find a spec home that's going to be ready in 30 or 45 days right now because so many people have had that same mindset. Yeah. And they want to do that. Well, guess what? 4, 5, 6 months down the road, then you'll be in your home.
Yeah. One thing that I always caution people is if you are right now isn't necessarily that time, but if you're buying new construction in an area that's especially like gentrifying neighborhoods in Houston, or neighborhoods where we see a lot of new construction inside the loop, or a neighborhood that like is only partially built out if you're in the burbs. If you buy now and need to sell in a year or 2 years, a lot of times you're selling at a loss. Right now, we've seen with just the complete lack of inventory, that may not be the case today. Like if you bought last year and you're selling now, that may not be the case today, right? Just because of the lack of inventory. But I think back to like, and say Shady Acres in the Heights, right? Or East Downtown, that we saw a lot of construction in like 2012, 13, 14, 15, up to like 18, 19, 20. So like if you purchased a home in 2016 and needed to sell it in 2017 or 18, right? And there's still the same builders in this area building homes, maybe not in your community, but the one down the street. Like, Andrea, would you like a new home or one that someone else has lived in for a year or two?
I want a new home. I want a full 10-year warranty.
Right. So that's the thing. And then like in the suburbs, right? Like in some of these neighborhoods where, the same builders are still building. Yeah, like yeah, they make some adjustments, but like it's the same house. Like, I want one with your toenail clippings in the floor, or do I want a brand new one with my choices of finishes? So that would be something that I would always caution people, is if they are, not sure that they're going to be here for that long, right? That it may make sense to not purchase new construction, buy in an established neighborhood where you'll see maybe a little bit less appreciation, but that,
Right.
It's steady.
The other thing too, appraisals. So a lot of these new construction homes, what's happening, and I've seen this with many builders, every third home they sell, that's an automatic price increase across the board in their systems. It's happening. These price increases are happening so quickly that in a lot of cases, you're under contract with the home and it does not appraise. What's going to happen then if it doesn't appraise? You're under a contract, you're under a binding contract with this builder. You either have to pay the difference, come out of pocket. Some people don't have that money to pay that difference.
Yeah.
You can't renegotiate it because you've already signed a document. You didn't read the full contract. It wasn't explained to you. You went into the sales office. You were happy with, you were distracted by the shiny objects, signed this contract. And guess what? This house appraised for $20,000 less than what you're under contract for. Where's that 20K coming from?
Yeah.
It's a big problem. It's happening a lot out in the suburbs.
I think the other thing too is like, yes, it is good. I would say like, yeah, it's brand new. Yeah, it's shiny, but like what people are saying here, right? Like the quality seems good enough, right? Quality seems to have dropped. Like when you're buying a new construction home, like so we've had some examples. One of our clients did an inspection on a new construction home. Thank God they did, because the sewer line actually wasn't connected to the house, right? Like, so that means that as things go into the sewer, not water lines, but sewer lines, like it wasn't connected to the house, and it would just be like going out into the world underneath their home, right? So like these are why you do an inspection for new construction. But like if they didn't do an inspection, or if whatever, like then they would be dealing with that, and like the builder probably would have made it right. But like normally, generally speaking, I'm not saying that you're not going to have issues with a resale home, but like things like that would have already been worked out, right? With a resale home. So you're not going to have the weird like light switches that don't work, or the reversed switches, or things like that. Like most of those things have been worked out. So there's just sometimes issues with new construction. It's not always bright, shiny, and fancy.
Not at all.
But
not at all.
But I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's a chance that you take. And again, have an agent with you each step of the way, because an agent is going to be the one who's going to help you negotiate everything that needs to be negotiated, ensure that things are done when they're supposed to be done, ensure that a gas meter isn't installed an hour before closing. Like, this is a real situation that's happened. A home is complete by the time you move in. I mean, there's so many things that could go wrong. On the other hand, there's things that go right with new construction, and people love new construction too.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I think I think it's a great choice. We have lots of clients that buy new construction. Do your inspections is my biggest thing.
Yes.
What would be, I'm trying to think of a question to stump you on. I don't have a question. How low do you think the months of inventory will get down this year in Houston? I think that we're going to see interest rates be volatile this year. They're going to go up, they're going to go down. They're going to go up, they're going to go down. Actually, one other thing on new construction. New construction lenders, we already said, often give you a credit, but then charge you fees. The other thing is a lot of new construction lenders can't lock your rate. So they can't lock your rate. And they tell you, hey, it's going to be 3.5% today. This is great. This is market today, or 4% or whatever it is. You're like, okay, cool. Rah, rah, this is amazing. And you just say, okay, I'm going to go with you, Andrea, the lender. And then you go 6 months later and the house is actually built. It's time to close. We're close to being ready. And they say, oh, well, hey, now rates are 5%. Oh, holy shit. What am I going to do now?
Let me touch on that. So,
Andrea's not a lender, by the way.
Not at all. I wanted to
use a name.
I leave that to the professionals.
Yeah.
So you can lock in your rate. This is what's relayed to you as a buyer. They will lock in your rate, but they're going to charge you for it. Discount points are a thing, and they are very expensive. So a lender will tell you 3.5% now. That's what your rate is going to be when you close. Granted, that may be your rate, but again, you paid for it. So something to think about.
Potentially. Not every lender will do it. So just keep that in mind. All right. Matt's question. How low do you think the months of inventory will get? So I think this year inventory will continue to drop. I think interest rates will go up. Buyers will slow. Interest rates will kind of go back down a little bit. Buyer demand will go up. At the end of the day, though, even at 4% and even at 4 and change, like I bought my first house at 4.25% interest rate. Like, so, I think that it'll be interesting. I don't think buyer demand is going to slow significantly. As far as months of inventory, I could see us getting to like a month of inventory. She hates me. I could see us getting to like a month of inventory. I mean, we're at 1.3 right now. I don't know. I would say a month. If we get below a month, I would be surprised. That's my 2 cents. Agree? Disagree? Think I'm crazy?
I agree. I think a month.
Yeah. The other thing that I've noticed is that I pulled this the other day, and I'm going to pull it for February once the month is over. When I pulled the active, did I post? I think I posted a video, not a chart. Oh no. Yeah, I just posted a chart. Yeah, the 10-year yield has dropped quite a bit lately. So yeah, no, I mean, I think that we're going to see, which I also thought that, interest rates would go up with that, and they went down. So yeah, it is what it is. All right. Final words, final thoughts.
Go to the rodeo, check out the carnival and the food. And if you're going new construction, bring your realtor with you.
All right. Go eat a corn dog, have some fried Oreos. Let us know. The rodeo does go all the way through the month of March. So it will be something we're going to talk about more on coming episodes of the podcast. But hope you all have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.